Hi guys, Henry Horror here. With me always is the punk rock brother man, Mr. Johnny Noise.
Hey, Inertia Channel, I'd like to welcome everybody to the show. And we do have a new platform. So we are the Inertia Entertainment Channel. So we changed everything over. We have a new YouTube channel, which I've been promoting. So you guys probably seen all that stuff. But we have a really cool show. I'll kick it over to Henry. And this starts the first episode for the Inertia Entertainment Channel.
All right, tonight we have terror, thrills, and chills with our guest Joshua from Down by the Night. How you doing,
What's up,
Joshua?
brother?
Nice to see you guys. We're happy. I'm happy to be here. Let's have some fun on this show and do it from there.
All right, sounds good. So,
Awesome.
first question, I usually ask this right off the bat for everybody that's on the show. Who are some of your influences?
Influences for Dan by the Night. A lot of our influences are from like early AFI to like Misfits to like Calabrese or even some of the like solo Danzig albums. But it's a mix of between punk and a little bit of metal influence in there, and then just picking apart like melodies and whatnot. But from like punk rock to rockabilly, psychobilly to metal, just in the whole adjacent of horror punk rock and roll.
Yeah, you can listen to some of your stuff, and you can definitely hear some of the like earlier like '80s kind of punk influence
For sure, yeah.
in your music. Yeah. So when I played it, I was like, oh, okay. They were playing this kind of stuff with like CBs back in the day. There was
Yeah.
CBGBs or whatever. So I'm like, wow. But it sounds good though. You got some really good stuff, man.
Oh, I appreciate that, man. It means a lot.
Yeah, same here.
No, no
When
worries.
when I when I listened to you guys, I was like, okay, this sounds like it's got the horror punk theme to it, but it has like a bit of metal flavor to it too. So I sank my teeth right into that, man. I was like, I was hooked, man.
Right on. Yeah, just it's like all over the place. From myself, I'm very influenced by like B movie horror films and bands like like I said, early AFI and like Calabrese and um, even just Sam Hain and like early Misfit stuff. Like just kind of wanted to see if I could take that and then do my own thing with it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
y'all
I
definitely
appreciate it.
did that.
Yeah, yeah.
So so how did Damn by the Night come together? Like, how did the band form?
I mean, during 2020, like, obviously COVID, like, uh, I had the idea to do a horror punk project, and I kind of just spoke to a few people, and then like the band members from myself, John Feeney on drums, David Thompson on bass, and Jay Burbank on second guitar. We all like went to a lot of the same shows, and we always talked about horror movies if we were ever in the same bar or whatnot. But I kind of just hit with John Feeney, and he does like all our recordings. He's a recording engineer as well. Um, we just wanted to do like a horror punk project, and we started just kind of putting demos together. And then Jay was always, I talked about this project with him a few times, and he's like, "Well, if you have like some demos or originals, I'll come over and see what I can do." So we did that for a while, and we didn't have a full-on bass player. And then we found David. So David and John Feeney in the band, they played in another band called Soldiers of Destruction, which is kind of more like 80s, like kind of hardcore punk band. But they're already in a band together. But David was like, I really would like to be a part of this band. And after that, it was like kind of a full lineup, and kind of just went for getting the EP done and trying to get obviously a few local shows in Las Vegas, and then we started trying to play out of town, and that's kind of what we're doing right now, trying to play out of town more often than playing locally.
Wow, that's
Right,
awesome.
kind of get
So
your
yeah, came
get
out that
yourself
way.
out there. Yeah, yeah. You gotta break out of you're right the local scene a little bit to kind of have more people hear your stuff for sure. But I mean, you're not in a bad spot though. I mean,
Yeah,
so you're in
no,
Vegas. You know.
it's a kind of a great location for even just West Coast. But we played up in California a few times, and we have a tour coming up in July, so we're going to hit Colorado and New Mexico and Phoenix. We've been asked to play Phoenix quite a bit in the last year or two. So we kind of
Oh,
just want to branch out and um, I'll hopefully within the end of the year have a new record to kind of like go out there and push it more often to get out there
right, right.
for the band.
Wow. Yeah, yeah. So are you you kind of DIYing it as far as putting the record out, or you have someone that's
Yeah,
pressing it for you?
yeah, it's fully DIY.
Hmm.
We did all the recording through putting the pressing. Hopefully, the next record we have enough money in our band fund to try to release the next record on vinyl by ourselves and
Oh, right, right. Yeah.
do that. But everything's DIY. Like I said, John Feeney, our drummer, he's a recording engineer, so he's done all the recording. He's done a great job. Um, but and he's really good. Like if something's like off or something, he's like, "Ah, you need to redo that," or that harmony doesn't sound right. So it's really great to have him in the band as a recording engineer and to just put out a great record. And I always say, like, what, don't push it. I don't want to push it, and take our time with the record and really be happy with what we're putting out.
Oh, right, right. So are you using a studio, or someone has a home studio that you're doing it through, or?
Yeah, John has his own studio in his own home. He has
Okay,
a
cool.
room. He has like two rooms. He has the main console room, and then he has a room outside of it. It's just for the drums. So
Ah,
everything
yeah.
is in house. Like we've never went to actual like full on studio and recorded anything. It's always been through
Right.
him, and he's done great stuff. He's got to work with like people like like Fat Mike and from NoFX and. Uh, some he did some recording with some of the guys from like Lamb of God and stuff like that. So he's like kind of
Oh,
like
okay.
he's really been venturing into working with to learn more and get those scales of recording time. But yeah,
Hmm.
he's done a great job, and I'm pretty happy with the way we're doing it DIY. If there was a label that came across that made sense, then yes. But if not, it's just straight up DIY right now. So
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's with some of that stuff too. It depends on what they want and what kind of contract or whatever. But I know Sugar Virus, that's good friends of ours as well. They're Jason does all his stuff and presses his own records, and it just gives you that freedom to do whatever you want without being locked into to something as well. But
right, yeah,
it's a double edged sword.
it
Uh,
is.
uh, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, sounds like you guys. I mean, like I said, I heard your stuff, and it's pretty damn good. I was like, wow, okay, you got a lot of stuff going on here, so it's pretty awesome.
Oh, thank you so
But
much.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah, yeah.
with all the
But it's
recording with that, and um, pretty much like the EP was pretty much 100% like original like horror punk influences I did when I was growing up. And then like the second record that we're working on right now is like it's a lot more like heavier and there's more breakdowns and higher like
mhm.
octaves, and so you just kind of want to change it up. We don't want to I don't want every record to be the same.
Right, right, right. You want to fall into that kind of a quagmire of of the same stuff over and over again. You want to throw a little something different at them.
Yeah.
So which is good, which is good. I mean, you have your main core stuff. People, you're always gonna get your reactions off some of your like your horror punk stuff. People always want to. They always want to hear that,
Right.
and
For
then
sure.
right, and then you can throw in some other stuff from there and get reactions out of it, which is you know uh, uh, keeps you fresh.
Yeah.
It keeps
Keep it fresh
keep
for sure. Yes.
keep them guessing.
Yep,
So
keep them guessing.
keep them guessing for sure, for
Yeah,
sure.
at the same day, like like some of the guys, they might be like, oh, we need to change it up, to a certain point. But it's not like we're making a new wheelhouse or anything. It's the same, aspirations and like putting the new music into like the old music. So it's just not trying to make it too different, like.
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
that's pretty
Yeah,
much
a little,
all we're doing
little,
now.
little subtle changes,
Yes, very
to
cool.
this
Yeah.
to your stuff. Yeah, yeah. Well, I know Henry has some other questions for you, so go ahead, Henry.
yeah, just throwing a little bit of freshness in there to keep it, kind of peppery and give it a little bit more breath for life, by throwing a
Yeah,
little something different. Speaking,
totally.
before I get to my next question, I just wanted to say, speaking of playing out in Arizona, we had two cats on the show recently, Ryan and Jason from Boogeyman. And when they
Oh,
found out you were going to be our guest, they were like, "Oh, fuck yeah, down by the night. You got to have
yeah,
them on.
I
We
love
want to
those.
see
Yeah,
that
Boogeyman guys
episode."
are awesome. Yeah, Ryan's the one I keep in contact. But we are playing with them in Phoenix on July 23rd at the Chopper Jobs. But they
Oh,
are
man.
really good. They are good friends.
Yeah,
Oh, cool. Yeah, yeah.
they were telling us about, or they were telling us about how they couldn't wait for that show to come up and play with you guys. So they're
Yeah, we're
pretty.
really excited to go out there and play with those guys and kind of play some other spots we haven't played. But yeah, for sure, Boogeyman's great. We had it was like 2 years ago. I booked them a show here in Vegas, and I had an issue with my left shoulder, like not like maybe the week of, and I couldn't. I had to call out. I was like, I can't do the show, but they did still do the show, and they're like, oh, so sorry, like we can play it again. And then I hit them up. I was like, hey, we're doing this tour. We're going to play Phoenix. I want to make it up to you that we got to play, together. But yeah, that band's great, and Ryan's a very good guy, and I like all those dudes.
Yeah, they think very highly of them by the night as well, and they're real nice guys. We had them on, and we had
Oh, it
a
was a blast.
yeah, we had a blast with them on.
Yeah.
But my
Nice.
next question is, um, now your EP has a almost a like a comic book vibe cover to it. Now,
Yeah,
who does the art? Who did the artwork for that?
His name is Nicky. He plays in a band called the Ghost Bastards. He's from Argentina. He did
Huh?
he did the artwork for the EP, and he's like, what exactly do you want to do?" I was like, "Well, I kind of want to." I sent him a couple images, and I said I just kind of want to do some like old like Tales from the Crypt or very B movies, thrills and chills kind of vibes to it. But he put all that together. He does do a lot of artwork like in that vein. Um, but he plays in a psychobilly band out of Argentina called Ghost Bastards. If you ever get a chance, check them out. Pretty fun band. Um, he did all that stuff, and he did a couple of our T-shirt designs, and he's done some other like poster artwork for posters that we've done. Because a lot of the time, whenever we get a show, I always like tell the promoter, like, "Hey, I'll do my own poster." Because I want a certain way for our posters to look. So I have a couple different designers that I work with, and I do like giving back, and obviously at this time, graphic design is kind of hard with AI art coming in, and they're not
Yeah, yeah.
getting as much. But I'd rather give my money to like graphic design artwork for them to get up and keep doing a float to their work. But I always like um, get posters done for the shows and stuff. But a lot of the time it's from like I based them off like old B movies or stuff that I really dug as growing up as into like monsters and any like
Oh, yeah.
Vincent Price or like Hammer Horse kind of stuff, Vampira, any kind of stuff like that. But I do like getting different art from like just seeing posters. Like I'll look at like poster art like all day, but that's
Oh,
stuff
cool.
I
Yeah,
really do
yeah,
for the band.
Yeah, it's a pretty
yeah.
cool image. I really dig the comic book vibe. I don't know if y'all can see that, but
Oh, nice.
book I
Yeah,
got,
for sure. That's awesome.
yeah, I got this off a vendor, and it's actually a notebook. So this is what
No,
I'm starting to
oh,
write all
no.
my questions in. But it's just like, I mean, if it looks like anything from EC Comics, yeah, better watch my
Yeah.
wallet because I'll go and spend my money on all that, all that stuff.
I
It
appreciate,
just
yeah, I love that art. Obviously it started in the like 30s and 40s, and it's still alive today. So there's plenty of sellers and buyers that still love that artwork, and I really dig that stuff. But there's other like horror art that I really dig, but B movie stuff, or the comic work is where it's at.
oh,
Yeah, for
definitely,
sure. Yeah.
definitely.
Oh, yeah.
So, speaking of Vincent Price, y'all have a song called Red Death, and I'm assuming that it's based off the movie.
Yeah, the Masquerade of Red Death. Yeah, that's where the song is based off of. Yes.
Awesome. I've seen that. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that that is a Roger Corman production.
Right. Yeah. No, it is. I love that. It's very obviously it's a '60s film, but it's Edgar Allan Poe story, and I was
Hmm.
kind of like I really liked that film a lot, and just the stories. But I picked that one. There obviously on the record, there's a lot of B movie titles that are connected.
Yeah,
Oh, cool. Yeah. Hell
pretty
yeah, man.
awesome. I picked up
Yeah.
I picked up on that right off the bat, even before I heard the song. But then I heard Vincent Price on there, and I was like,
Yeah, the sample
okay,
clip. Yeah.
yeah,
Kind
I
of
was
gives
like,
it away. Like, oh, this is Connect. Yeah, for sure, it's on
yeah,
there. We love putting the just every now and then putting certain little samples just to give it a little more spice to the song.
yeah, because
Oh,
that
yeah.
intro and
Yeah.
that outro, like, I was like, holy
Yeah,
shit, okay, yeah, that's fucking awesome.
yeah. I love the samples. Uh, we did those with a couple, and like with the next record, we'll probably use a few. I haven't picked any out yet, but I do like doing the samples. I think it's fun.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So you mentioned y'all have a tour coming up and all. Um, is there any shows that you have played so far that have had any standout moments or, um, like any kind of specific shows that stand out in your mind that sets them apart from the rest of them?
Yeah, there's a few. Last July, we got to open for Necromantics at the House of Blues, so that was really big for us, and we had a really good time with it. I think we had a pretty good set, and the beginning of last year, we it was like it's in this small little bar downtown in Vegas, but the funny thing is like they were squaring around to try to get this show to happen, and there was like one venue to shut it down, and another venue, but it was Calabrese and like Dark Ride and Zombies and then us. But that show was a lot of fun. Like it's such a small room, and then the cap was probably I don't know, like had to be like over 100, and I think there was like 150 people in there. So it felt like a playing at like a house party in a way. But like
Oh,
that
wow.
was a
Yeah.
lot of fun. Like we had a blast with it. But there's been a lot of shows that we been able to get on, and really appreciate any promoter putting us on those shows that we really want to be on. But we do with shows like we do take time, like um, just if we want to play a show, we're gonna play it. Like we play a couple local shows sometimes. And sometimes I guess we just feel like sometimes like local punk rock shows that we get on. we don't get perceived well, or they don't really understand what we're putting out there. So like half the time, I kind of just like wait for the right show to come up for us to play locally. But those are the two shows that really stick out for, in my opinion, for the band. We did really good. We had a lot of fun, and we met a lot of more people than we ever have. Selling merch and
Oh,
um,
cool. Yeah.
but it was great. Those are probably my 2 point shows, I would say.
Right, that kind
You
of
know?
stand out. So, how's the overall vibe in Vegas for as far as punk goes? Is it underground or is it more? Is it becoming like mainstream? I mean, I know Vegas is, it is what it is. But
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, um,
it's
but as far as the whole, horror punk or punk scene, or however you want to classify it, but
I would say, in my opinion, Vegas has a pretty good like music scene, community scene. Um, from punk rock, a lot of the bands, they like, try to put together, small shows that like can be a good turnout or bring people together. Um,
hmm
Especially for horror punk, like in Vegas, I feel like it's like we're the really only horror punk band in town. There were a couple other ones that were playing, but they haven't played out in a long time. So sometimes we try to like go on different shows, like if it's a punk show, or maybe it's like a garage surf punk show, or if it's like a metal vibe show. I'll take any show that maybe we might be able to work it in there. But in all, like from metal to rock and roll to punk, if you're like into indie or whatever you're into, I feel like the community is pretty good for most part. I feel like for metal though, it's a little rough for them. Like there's only so many venues that metal bands can actually go to, that they feel like, oh, I could do this show and it'd be all right. Or I would make, a decent amount of money, or I would sell enough merch. But I feel bad for metal sometimes because they never know where they can actually go to a venue. But at the same time, they're doing like house shows, or they're doing like a warehouse thing.
yeah, yeah.
But I would say like the community is pretty strong. They're
hmm
very good. Even just the people coming, the crowd coming to the shows that are not in bands, really enjoy it, and they do come together and make it kind of beautiful in its own way, for
Yeah,
the community. But I know all over it's like that. It's like hit or miss with community of rock and roll.
yeah, yeah. So I'm guessing that the clubs and stuff that you're playing are a bit off of the quote unquote strip, where all the tourist stuff
Yeah,
is,
more
and
like morally locally than more. I've only played the strip like once or twice, and the rest is like like kind of downtown area, or it's like outskirts, like east side or northwest side.
right, right.
But yeah, never. I've a lot of the shows I would say, for punk rock community. A lot of the time it's like downtown or somewhere else. But a lot of the like those clubs are not even near the strip. They're like 4 or 5 miles out. So it's not like, I
Yeah,
think more people want to play locally and go to more mom and pop like bars and venues, which I think that's the best way to go.
yeah. Otherwise, you're paying like $12 for a bottle of water.
Yeah,
So
or whatever.
it's
It's pretty
it's gotten
ridiculous.
it's gotten outrageous, and well, we're trying to plan another trip down there. It's been years since we've been, and I was like, I seen the prices. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna get $1,000 just for food.
Oh,
I mean,
right.
it's just
Yeah,
you
if you
know,
guys ever, if your guys bands, if you ever need a show in Vegas, let me know. I would be willing to help anyone try to get a decent show, set up. 'Cause I know it's hard on the road. So
yeah, yeah.
if you need anything, let me know.
Oh yeah, for sure. If we get out there, I know my wife and I are looking at one of the resorts. Just to go goof around for a couple, 2 or 3 days. I'll give you a holler and
Yeah.
let you know that we're coming out there. So because they finally have direct flights now out of Huntsville, so I don't have to
Okay.
go all the way to Birmingham or drive 2 hours to get a flight. So I can go up the highway a little bit and jump on a flight and
Yeah.
do a quick 3 days or whatever, and come back. So you still laying out probably 2 3 grand you know, just to get out there, and that's not even going to a show. I mean, that's just,
Yeah,
you
just
know,
get there. Yeah. I
that's literally just goofing off down there, you know. So yeah,
know.
yeah. So, but it's all good. Like I said, it's got a lot of things changed since the last time I was down in Vegas for sure, and
It
so
has
we just want
been
to,
for sure.
yeah, yeah, and so we just want to go and hack around or whatever the case is. But yeah, we'll hit you up, man. We want the VIP tour.
Yeah, let me know. Yeah,
Yeah,
you let me know.
yeah, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I've never been to Vegas, but hey, there's a first time for everything. And
Yeah, hey,
it'd be
you
good to
never
hit up
know.
somebody that knows, you know.
Yeah, you let me know. And then you live in San Antonio or
Yeah,
Houston?
I live in
No,
San Antonio, Texas.
okay, cool. I've been there a few times. I do like San Antonio. It's nice.
Oh yeah, man.
But
Next time you're in town, man, hit me up, man.
I will. Well, for sure. One of my good friends, Bob, lives there. He tattoos there. I try to go see. I haven't seen him in a long time. He usually was like on tour, but he comes over here. But I've been to I played in San Antonio a few times.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
good times.
right
it's a
on.
cool like kind of trendy. San Antonio's got a little bit of everything, I think. It's been a while since I've been out there because I was at Lackland Air Force Base in school for a little bit, so I was bebopping around that area. So, um, but yeah, yeah, I'm hoping to get out to Henry's neck of the woods here hopefully in a little bit. We'll get it figured out, uh, but yeah, but landing here in Alabama, it's been a unique challenge musically and socially, and it's just tough. But especially now with everything going on, it's like where do you go? So it's not like you can pack up and just sell out and go somewhere else. So but we think we're gonna just tough it out here, and we've been here for since Katrina, so it's been over 20 years since we've been
Wow,
out this
yeah.
way. So, but we're good though. I can hit Nashville, Chattanooga, Birmingham, Huntsville. So we got places we can go and still get our music going and see some shows and stuff. And so it's not that bad.
Right. And
So
they do a lot of shows like in Birmingham and stuff, right?
I've done some stuff in Birmingham. Um, it's been a while. Uh, uh, I was playing guitar a little bit with the Casket Kids when I got
Okay.
out here,
Yeah, I know about
and
those guys. Yeah.
yeah, and actually, I didn't know there was this kind of a scene out here. I'm like, great. I'm on a farm. I mean, I'm on top of a mountain on a farm in the northeast corner of Alabama. I'm like, okay, it's over. That's it. We're done. And somehow, I think it was Christian Youngblood. We hooked up, and come to find out that Huntsville has a good little scene going on for
Right.
local bands. One thing led to another, and that's when I put Crimson Carry together, and we do this and that. So now I'm just kind of sitting in here and there. I think it's for me. I think at this stage, it's easier for me not to have like a full band to deal with. If
Right.
someone's going to go out and do something, if I can jump in, I'm cool with that. Because to have that whole thing, well, it's work.
It
I
is.
mean, it's work to get people together, especially 4 or 5 at the same time on the same planet in the same studio. Good luck. It's tough. So,
Yeah.
um, it's just easier for me just to kind of do the solo thing, do this. I'm still playing guitar. I got guitars and basses and all kinds of stuff. So whatever I can get into, so I'll pick up my stuff and go run out the door. So it still it keeps me in the loop, so to speak.
Right. No, for sure. Anything to keep you busy or any
Hmm.
kind of music work, whether you're doing like, you're playing bass for this band or you're like doing backup vocals for like a recording project or just anything to keep you busy. So good for
Yeah.
that, man.
Oh yeah. 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 It's all good. And but yeah, man. So uh, we'll have to kind of get out your way and get out to Vegas again. I think that's pretty cool, man. That you guys are out there.
Yeah.
So
Let
you
us
know,
let me know. And if anybody needs any help, I'm more than willing to help out.
yeah,
Right on.
awesome, awesome.
Also,
So oh Henry, you got another question before I start doing my New Jersey ramble thing?
yeah. Uh, Well, this isn't one of my main questions, but correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't the punk rock museum out there in Vegas too?
Yeah, yes, the Punk Rock Museum is in Vegas. It's kind of like it would be considered the art district area, which is still considered downtown area. But yeah, it is. It's been there for like I want to say going on. I think it's been 3 years, I believe.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's great. Great spot. John, our drummer, Feeney, he does stuff like he does some stuff there, like work and like if they need help with sound or something for some. But they get some great bands that come in there, come through and do the Pennywise Room or obviously walkthroughs. But a lot of tourists come through there, and it's a great museum just to walk through and check it out. Tons of memorabilia, in the punk rock world.
Wow,
But yeah,
wow, yeah.
it's there in downtown area.
That's awesome. Yeah, I know.
Put that on. Let's put it on the bucket list. Come out there, yeah.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
definitely, definitely. Yeah, I know. I think it was last year. Bobby Steele did a. He hosted a tour through there.
Okay, yeah,
And yeah, I would have. I
yeah,
really wish I would have been there for that. But yeah, that's definitely one to put on the list.
yeah.
Um,
They've had some pretty great people come through there. I will say this is obviously not straight up punk rock, but one I missed that I thought I was like, man, I should have went and I just want to see this tour was like Fred Armisen did a tour there, like did like two of them there. I was like, that would have been like so much fun. But like
Oh
they
wow,
always
yeah.
get like the off the wall like people to do the tour guides, which I always like stay connected and see who's actually doing the tour guides there. But they've had some pretty great people come through there.
that's
Oh,
awesome.
cool. Hell yeah. Oh yeah.
So my next question, you gotta forgive me because I'm a bit of a gearhead. Um, do you have a favorite piece of equipment, or whether it be a guitar, amp, mic? I mean, do you have anything that stands out?
I would say like I'm pretty on my JCM 900. I've had the same one for like the last like 6 or 7 years. I never got rid of it. I'm pretty equipped with it. And then um, I have a Fender Tele that I used on the first record that I don't really use that live anymore, but that's one of my favorite guitars to play through there. But that would probably be if if I had John on here, the drummer, he would go through like all his like drums and he has uh, a couple different kicks and stuff that he likes to use and uh, different snares. He has like 4 or 5 different, and since I've been in a band with him for like 4 years, he has like a couple different snares. But there's some equipment that we really like do using, but at the same time, we just like whatever money we have to get whatever equipment we have, we kind of use it. And we get so used to it, we're like, actually, you know what? This sounds actually pretty good. I'm happy that I bought that. But
Yeah.
that's pretty
Yeah.
yeah, on the gear stuff. But um, I always wanted to try it like for our guitar heads. I wanted to try to get us like oranges, but they're like it's like so expensive and but they sound great. But not yet.
Yeah, that's what I got. I got the Harmon's Crush 120 and the
Yeah,
Black Star cab.
nice.
Uh and I got the 11 rack effects processor but I find if depending on who's doing the PA and where we're going, I just grab the effects processor and just go right through the PA.
Right. No, for
I'm
sure.
not lugging crap around, and it's just I got my little suitcase and here you go. And you plug in and
There you
no
go.
muss, no fuss. So
For
um,
sure. Yeah, that's the way
you
to
know, yeah, yeah. Because I mean, the cab is heavy,
go.
and you got to trek it out there and all that good stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's as far as guitars and basses and all that stuff, it's when you're playing live shows, depending on where you are, I'm sure you have like a guitar first stage. Like I
Right.
have, I have some guitars that never leave my studio. I might take them to a recording studio, but they're not going to go anywhere out and go play because you don't want to get banged up. So you take the $300
Yeah,
whatever out,
always.
right? and it's like, okay, if it gets scratched, I just get some black nail polish and fix it.
Yep.
So you know,
Yep.
when you got a $1,500 Les Paul or something, and you're like, no, that's not leaving the house. Sorry, But it's all, like I said, it's all good. Um, a lot of the stuff out now, I suppose, like years ago, you can get some really good sounds out of Epiphones and stuff like that. It's really
Yeah,
amazing what they're doing.
for
You don't
sure.
have to spend $2,000 or $3,000 on a Gibson. You know,
Right.
that's just my opinion on it anyway. But yeah, yeah. So I'm with you on that. There's some stuff that's just nope. That's just for recording, and
Yeah.
that's just the way it is.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we like it to. I mean, I've been touring off and on and like that, like the last 10 years. But you get to the point where you're like, I'm only going to use that. That guitar is like a $300-400 guitar. That's the only one I'm taking. That's like my touring guitar, and then the rest,
Hmm.
keep it in recording. Because
Right.
like I'm lucky enough to say that I've never had a point where somebody stole stuff out of the van, or
Yeah.
I have like plenty of friends that like had those bad days where like they're in
Oh God.
Oakland
Yeah.
somewhere, California, and like someone just like stole everything out of the van, and they put all their money and time into those instruments, and then now they're gone, and they're hard to you can't get
Yeah. Yeah. It is. It's unfortunate. Some knuckleheaded, people do that, and I don't think uh, people realize. Not everybody. um, how much goes into a local show. They think,
yeah.
okay, no one's loading your gear. No one, it's like you do it all yourself. And it's there's a lot that goes into this stuff, and then you're there till the end of the thing, so everybody gets paid out. So it's a what 12, 13 hour day, or night, however you want to classify it, you know. So it's there's a lot that goes into this stuff. So backlining all your stuff, and this, that, and the other, and just hustling to get get everybody on stage, and
Right.
if but there's a lot, and I know I might not, with you guys doing your thing down there, I'm sure you get it. There's a
We
lot that's involved.
Yeah, there's a lot involved, especially any like local show or I mean any show you play, like from like you said, the hauling in your own equipment and you put your merch out and you're hoping that you can like at least sell a little bit to make it even or get gas in your tank to get to the next
Hmm.
show. Um,
Hmm.
there's a lot of money put, and not just that, like the money that you put into all having your gear, like you're having your cab, you're having the head that you want, the guitar that you use on the show, like it's so much money that you put into it, and I believe that if you're not a musician or you're not a guitar head or you don't really understand it. Like if you like I put a lot of money into. They're like, oh yeah, like how much? And you're like, well, I don't know, like $2,200 right there. Just like
Hmm.
just so I can have a good sound for whatever show I'm playing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I do get
It's
that.
it's yeah, it's a challenge, man. It's a challenge, but it's like anything else. It's something that we do, and something I know I'll always do. And once you get hooked, you know, hooked on
Okay.
phonics here, you never really get away from it. It's always it's kind of ingrained in you. I
Okay.
think, you know, um, so it's one of those things where even a guy like me, not exactly 21 anymore, but still going, and then it's just one of those things where I don't want to stop. Now I'm having too much fun with all this stuff. So there's
Right.
no way I'm
No,
stopping
yeah.
now.
Totally.
You know,
I'm happy to hear that you're still having fun and do what you want.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Oh, Henry, you have any last questions before we
Before we,
land the proverbial plane?
yeah, just one more. Okay, so where can people go to find out more about Damn by the Night?
You can go to it's we have a link tree for Dan by the Night. It's Dan by the Night or no, yeah, Dan by the Night dot Linktree, and you can find it like all the links are on there. Social or Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, our Spotify links on there, our merch stores on there. You can find all that, or you can just Like I said, we post a lot on our Facebook and our Instagrams, where we're just telling about like show updates or new stuff with Dan from shows to the new music and but any of those social media platforms you can find on there. There'll be updates and like I said, we have like I said, a tour in July, which is next month, from July 23rd until July 26th, and that's Phoenix, Arizona, Albuquerque, New Mexico, Colorado, Colorado Springs, and Denver, Colorado. But those are
Oh,
our only shows we have booked right now.
so you hitting Denver? Are you bringing like some oxygen bottles with you when you get up that high?
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty bad up there. But yeah,
It is.
well, I mean, that elevation's like so high, and thank God because we're going with our friends from Las Vegas here, called Guilty by Association. They're a skate punk band, but they're driving. So like we have one van, we rent a van, and then we kind of just share gear. And but he's Mike, the driver. He's gonna drive. He drives through like all. I was like, I can't drive through those hills, man. Like all the mountains and stuff. You got to do that. I can't.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it's I I got transferred out to Frisco, Alameda, California. I was with helicopter squadron, so I left New Jersey with a U-Haul, diesel U-Haul, car hauler, all of our gear, and we went through Colorado. And man, we hit the altitude, and that thing was blowing black smoke. And I was like, "What the hell's going on?" I didn't realize because the air gets
Yeah,
thinner. You know,
right.
this freaking thing was struggling so bad. Man, I had it to the floor the whole way through there. Man, I was like, "I'm gonna blow this damn thing up."
Yeah,
It was wild.
it sucks driving through that. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. We wound up down in some canyon somewhere. I don't know what. It was just a crazy, crazy trip, but cool. Yeah, definitely, man. We'll keep tabs on you, and you're welcome back anytime. For updates or whatever. Just hit us up. You
Awesome.
know,
I
um,
appreciate it.
we'll keep everybody posted on your whereabouts and what's going on,
Oh
and
yeah.
for sure. And it's certainly a pleasure having you
I
on our new
appreciate you guys
show.
having me on. It's a big time.
Yeah, yeah, it's been really cool, man. And again, we'll hold tight when we shut it down, and we'll get some information from you. But guys, check them out. Really, really cool music. These guys have got some really good stuff. I was super impressed. So check them out on Facebook, and we'll have some of the social media stuff like that, and I'll make sure that this video gets to your Facebook account for sure.
All right.
And
Thanks, man.
yeah,
Appreciate it.
yeah. So again, thanks again,
Thank
and
you guys.
thanks Henry for keeping the airplane flying.
Yeah, thank
Appreciate you,
you.
brother.
Thank you, Henry.
And
Thank you.
I'll let you do the honors of getting us back on the ground.
All right. Hey Josh, thanks. And
Thank
we will
you.
see you're welcome. And we will see you in the next video.